thrones, these contemplation thrones. This is an outdoor one. I have not treated this with anything. But you can see how it works. You know, it's just a typical throne. Yeah, it was my fault. Sit on it. And then you have this tripod structure. This is another prototype. This moves around, and that's going to put a lot of undue stress on the hinge here. So maybe you want to have two longer hinges. Maybe that would give you some more strength. Surely, given the proliferation of clever techniques, clever ways in which things can slide and lock, and you know, hopefully that if we can generate enough interest and enough usage of the uThrones, then something like this would become the next step in perfecting what it is that the goal this would accelerate the arrival at the goal. This is interesting. So as I'm approaching the camera, I'm keeping my left arm up, and it's as if I'm fencing, in that I'm following a line of movement from where I was to the camera phone. And as I'm scooting, I'm driving off of the ground with the point of contact that is along the same meridian as my other foot or my other leg. And my other hand is on this meridian. And this is one thing about the body. The body can create its own meridians. You know, like that's something that the body can do. Now, okay, for anyone who wants to perfect the way in which they sit on the ground, this is how you do it. Because to perfect the way that you sit on the ground is to perfect the number of points of contact that are supporting your physiological structure and helping to resist the force of gravity. So in this position, I've got the 10 toes, and because I'm leaning because of the weight of this leg onto the side, that's where the muscle tissue resides. That's where the majority of the muscle tissue, the protective tissue. The force absorbative tissue. There's always something, if it's not thinking about, if it's not preparing to fight or to collaborate with gravity, or if it's not engaged in that fight or that collaboration with gravity. Something is wrong. There's a handicap. You're still alive, but you're handicapping yourself. This is one reason why people have high collars. The ability to easily awaken some of the most important muscles in the body are those muscles that assist the body and enable it to absorb the force of gravity more perfectly, because when you do that, the more you do that, the better you do that, the more perfect your circulation. And if your circulation is more perfect, then the better your blood pressure. The better your blood pressure, the better your digestive system, the better your respiration. Excuse me, let me say, the better your respiration. It's only when you breathe slowly do you awaken to the power that we all possess. Think about George Floyd, think about Eric Garner, think about these people who have been asphyxiated. Some people use it as a stimulant in their experiences of intimacy, personal intimacy. The restriction of air. Wim Hof is a great substitute for that. Tumo breathing, the way that the human body has had to adapt to living at higher altitudes. We've got to get more oxygen into us. I'm getting lightheaded. I've got to innovate some new system by which I can increase the oxygen, such that, because the air's getting thin. And over time, people adapted, the bodies adapted. They were taught this. They were instructed to do these, to make these changes from the earliest of ages. I mean, how many hours has the Dalai Lama spent in meditation? That's a reason to respect your elders. When your elders are, and how many of these elderly Americans, how many hours have they spent in prayer? It's the very similar processes. You're calming your breathing, you're calming your thinking. The aim is to perfect your posture and your amount of control. Now, notice in this movement, it's my wrists that I'm most aware of. Then it's my hand, then it's my fingers. Then it's my palm, then it's my wrist. Palm, fingers, wrist, fingers, wrist. Hand, fingers, palm, press. I'm just making these up. I am kind of choreographing it, but not very much. A lot of it is just me tracing the body. Then a lot of it is me making geometric shapes going point to point, and me bypassing these other curvatures. Because our bodies are like fractals, you know? You peer in, 10 times and you look at the cells. Then you peer in another 10 times and you look at the organelles. And then you look at the organelles more specifically. And you get to see all these other molecules. Like, kids need to experience that. Kids need to become astonished by what the world has. That's why religious schools and theological indoctrination, whether it's a madrasa in Pakistan or a well-meaning Catholic church or a well-meaning evangelical group, I respect the community. I respect the gathering of people who have similar moral values and who have similar moral goals. And they want to trust, they believe that this is a way to bring about the most harmonious, most successful, happiest, least pollutionary society ever. How do we get the greatest quality of life with the least pollution? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help that process along. Thank you for watching, everybody. This is super important to me, and I'm glad I can do it here for you. Until the next time.